Hello, welcome to this new reading vlog. This week we have a themed reading vlog because I don't know what to read, and this is how we're going to start July. Even though today it is technically June 29th. But we're going to read all of Natasha Preston's books. Or as many of them as we can. And maybe I'll just split this into like a couple parts. But sorry. First we have this bind-up of The Cellar and the Cabin. I've read this before. So technically for the Cabin, it'll be my third time reading the Cabin. I had a single copy, but it got ruined. I still have that copy because, I don't want to get rid of it because it's damaged and I feel bad doing that to people. But yeah. That. We have Awake. This is the first book I've read by her that made me really enjoy her writing. And then we have The Lake, which I've also read before. We have The Twin, which I haven't read yet, and am excited to. The Fire, The Fear, which is her new book. So no, I haven't read this one yet either. And then we have You Will Be Mine. Sounds spooky. And then finally we have The Lost. So, yeah. That's what we're going to read, and I'm actually going to annotate all these to make sure I actually pay attention to the details. Because that'll also probably help me take more time in reading. So that, for technically today, for the rest of today, as the 29th, and then tomorrow, the 30th of June, I don't finish a book yet. Which is probably why my first book that I'll be reading for this challenge will be this, because it's thick. Technically, it's 2 stories in one, and, just take my time. Otherwise, yeah. I think that's what we're going to do, and then maybe even just for, these, maybe I'll read them in chronological order, just for fun. So, yeah, those are my plans. That's what I'm going to do. So, I'll be back when I have reading updates. Alright, yeah, I haven't even started reading yet, and I already have an update. So, in here, it tells you, when these were copyrighted, so pretty much the years they came out. So, I guess The Cellar was copyrighted in 2014, which would actually make The Cellar the first book she came out with. But then The Cabin was copyrighted in 2016. So in between those, Awake was published. Because this was that was published in 2015, copyrighted in 2016. Because I just got, a mess, but this is the whole order all these are copyrighted in. So this is the only one that's kind of weird and out of order. So unless I read The Cellar, then read Awake, and then read The Cabin, and then read the rest, that would be reading it in perfect chronological order. Which I could do. But then again, this whole book itself was copyrighted in 2021. But yeah. So I just thought that was interesting enough to share. But I'll probably just read a book at a time. So, yeah. Now I'll actually be back when I have reading updates. Hi. So I have an update. I'm 44 pages into The Cellar. This story is so messed up. So pretty much, the main character, Summer, she was gonna go to this club and go party with her friends. She's 16, by the way. And they were gonna go party and whatever. Her boyfriend, I guess, was being overprotective. Even though he's be careful. Do you want me to bring you there? Are you okay? And of course she's just stop. I'm fine. I can wander. I can leave this house alone by myself. Just fine. And of course she goes and da-da-da-da-da. And then one of her friends as soon as she gets there, it's like, oh, where's Rachel? And then I guess it was because she got into a fight with like this D-bag dude she's been in an on and off relationship with. And then her, and I think her other friend's name was Carrie. So then they split up. Stupid red flag already. And they split up to go look for their friend, who they can't find, they can't get in contact with because her phone's turned off. And then I think Carrie's phone was also turned off. So if you got lost, you couldn't contact either of your friends that are supposed to be with you. Until this dude just comes out of the woodwork, just like, oh, you're Lily. And it's like, no, that's not my name, it's not who I am, you got the wrong person. And he's like, yeah, no, you're Lily. And it's like, what the hell are you talking about, dude? So he kidnaps Summer, and she's now locked in a cellar with 3 other girls. That he also named after flowers, being Rose, Poppy, and Violet, and now she's Lily. And she was really weirded out when she went down there because there were 4 vases on this table, like locked in a cellar that was fully furnished so they could, be a family. And this guy who kidnapped them has them call him Clover. So I don't understand why they're all named after, like, plants and flowers. I find that really interesting. And I guess I can figure they're trying to say that he likes things that are pure. So yeah, just mega creep. And he almost killed one of them. He almost killed Violet because, she snarked off on him, kind of. So, and what's really scary is Rose has been there for 3 years. Which I still don't understand how, like, these girls that have been there for so long have just been there. Like, I know they, like, obviously we all know what'll happen if they try to escape, but like, how have none of them successfully escaped? Like, does this dude just not have a job? Or my other thing is, like, if he's killed one of the girls, how did he hide, like, their bloody clothes? Or, like, whatever. Like, how has no one, like, these girls just go missing. And of course it's like, you'd have the missing case and da-da-da-da, but I have so many questions. But, oops. Yeah, that's what I have for updates right now, are just my huge confuzzleization going on. I don't understand. I don't get it. But I'm uncomfy and I'm spooked. But I'm gonna continue reading for a little while. So, yeah, I'll be back when I have more reading updates, I guess. Hello. So I have an update, kind of. Not a reading update exactly, but more or less that I was curious because when I was looking on Goodreads, and I was like getting my book in order of here's what I'm reading right now. And I saw some books by Natasha Preston I didn't recognize, and I realized I don't have all her books. I think I just have all of her, like, scary books, like all her mystery thriller books, because I think a whole bunch of her other books that are out are, like, romance. And I don't know, I might give in and read them at some point. I need to obtain them first. So I guess this week we're stuck with the pile I have, and then maybe when I get the rest, I'll do another one. So Natasha Preston Part 2, with all the non-spooky books. Because I was looking on Goodreads and I was like, huh, okay, interesting. And then I went on Amazon And I was like, well, maybe could there be a chance that there's another Natasha Preston out there? Well, when you follow the author, no, they're the same Natasha Preston. So, yeah, I'm missing more books. I don't have shelf room. It's such a struggle. But I would love to have all her books because her writing, chef's kiss. She writes so well, so intriguing, even though I am so scared. Like, I am scared to go back to reading the Cellar right now. Like, I wanted to, just for a little while, and then I was like, no, I'm good. We'll continue tomorrow. So, yeah, it's late, and I'm probably about to go to bed anyways. So, yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow with reading updates. Hello! So don't mind me looking kind of gross. I've only been up for a couple hours, but I've been doing a little bit of reading, because now I can binge read because it's July 1st. Yay! How about this far in now of this big book, but into the Cellar specifically, I'm on page 164 out of 330. And mainly my update right now is just, so Clover kind of has some, like, chapters in his own perspective, and they're, like, in the past, so they're, like, when he started doing what he's doing of kidnapping these women to have his perfect family. And it's just, like, I'm getting to this point right now where it's, like, I'm seeing, he treats these women like animals. Like, this last chapter, we finally got the story of when he kidnapped Rose, aka Shannon. And of how, like, they were almost like a fling. Like, he was taking her on dates and being all sweet and, kind of creepy, but, like, was like, oh, but I love her so much and I care about her so much and I like want her to be my wife or blah 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 blah. And until he kidnapped her, and when he did it, excuse me, he had it in, like, this way of, like, when he was able to invite her to his house, he was just like, oh, I did it, I earned her trust, like, I won her trust. It's like, you won her trust? Instead of just gaining her trust? And then, in this chapter I'm reading now, because for some reason he had 2 POV chapters in a row, he, kidnapped another girl to be, his, like, new Violet, and, he literally just, like, said to her, it was like, Violet, come. Like, you're treating these women like dogs! Like, what? I'm getting mad. But also, I'm kind of spooked, because, like, it's, I'm uncomfy. Like, I just kind of want to get this over with, so that I can move on to the next book. But, yeah, that's how this is going so far. So, yeah, I think I'm going to just read a little more, and then I'm probably going to go take a walk and clear my mind. So, updates. So, within the last few chapters, we had a Lewis chapter slip in there, and, of course, him and his family and Summer's family are searching for her because she's been missing. We're now up to, I think she's been missing for like 5-6 months now, and they're worried because the detective they've been in contact with to help with the case and all that, they found the canal where Colin, aka Clover, has been dumping his bodies. And, well, the police found that, and now they're like, oh, so they brought the family to the canal and found a body. We're trying to make sure to identify if the bodies were Summer or not, which they weren't. So far at that point when they checked, there were 3 bodies found and none of them were Summer, which is obviously a good thing, but it was also because the detective found Summer's phone in a dumpster by the canal. So now they're obviously being like, what the fuck, finding all these bodies in the canal, because that's kind of sketchy. And then, a bunch of stuff happens. They tried to escape and kill Clover and it didn't work, so Violet is mega injured right now and she's like bedridden. And then did I mention we're on like second Violet of the book now? First one got killed because she tried to kill him to escape. So and then he killed another girl who was one of his co-workers because she was having an affair or having an affair with a guy who is also a co-worker who is married, I guess, with a pregnant wife, whatever. But then, because he was like, oh, that's gross, and he kills her. And of course, she's one of the bodies that they're gonna find in the canal eventually. But, dumped her in the canal. Like, broke into her house, too, because he went up to the HR office, found her file, found her address. Ew. And then and now they're like, of course, investigating, like, oh, how'd she die? That's kind of suspicious. Like, it was a his perspective chapter now, and it's just like, yeah, him trying to be like, oh, I gotta keep up this routine so no one suspects me. And then police officers came into the office, and of course they're like, yeah, we're gonna interrogate everyone, ask questions. So the police come in and talk to him. And he makes himself sound suspicious, like, right away, because he was, like, telling these guys, like, oh, yeah, there was such a bad mess she was in. And they're like, oh, what do you mean by that? And he was like, she was in an affair with Greg, who also works here. So now it's almost like, are these guys suspecting Greg for her, like, I don't know, because he's having an affair with her, or, because, like, they also asked, like, oh, has he been talking to any other women? It's like, why does that matter? Like, why does that matter? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't understand how he hasn't been caught yet. Like, are there not forensic investigators somehow, like, in the background of the story that you're not going to get perspective of? Not doing DNA tests, like, trying to figure out, like, or even on Summer's phone, like, no one wanted to swab her phone screen and be like, oh, yeah, there's fingerprints on this phone that aren't Summer, or anyone that Summer's been around. Like, what? So that's just, thoughts I've had. But other than that, I'm on page 235, which will be to start to another summer chapter, which means I have like 90 some pages left of the Cellar until we get to page 330 for the cutoff of the Cellar, and then the cabin starts. But I'm gonna read a week after I finish the Cellar, so yeah, that's what I have for updates right now. So I just want to show off my tabs because they're pretty. Okay, bye. Hello. So, we have updates. I just finished the Cellar. So we're now halfway through this chunky boy. Here's everything I have tabbed. You can see, because I just want to show it off because they're pretty colors. Whatever colors you could see. Color translation: yellow, funny, orange, red flag, neon, WTF, pink, sad, lavender, oh shit moments, and whatever random color I pulled out of here were just like predicted it moments. But instead of moving on to the cabin, because I do want to read these in sorry, actual chronological order. Switch them around. I'm gonna read Awake next. I have read Awake before. It was the first book of Natasha Preston's I've read. But I don't remember really anything that happened. So, yeah. We'll be reading this one next. But I'm gonna take a quick break from reading because I think I'm gonna take a quick shower first and then I'm gonna resume reading. So, yeah, those are my updates. So I'll see you guys later when I have more reading updates. Hello. Hi. I have an update. I just finished Awake by Natasha Preston. And gotta show the pretty tabs. This book, even though I've read it before, crazy. It's just crazy. This poor girl named Scarlett, she meets a boy, and then he betrays her because her parents aren't like actually her parents. Her real parents are in Ireland, and they're leaders to a cult called Eternal Light. And apparently she's supposed to be Eternal Light. So when she loses her memories, right before, like when she turned 4, before she turned 4, or whatever it was because she was going to be sacrificed, and then she escaped, and then like the building or whatever they were in like burned down, and they ran away, and then the people that like were her parents that you meet like right away, they rescued her, and so I guess something fell on her. I think it was like a wind beam, and it fell on them, and she got hit in the head, and from I guess the head wound injury, whatever, caused her to lose memory, so she pretty much forgot everything until she started having dreams and was like, hello, like, can anyone explain this to me? And of course everyone wanted to keep it a secret, but then eventually she found out because of no one telling her, pretty much, and her parents finally confessed, and her brother. And then this Evelyn person, she couldn't figure out who that was or why. Of course, we find out more towards the end of the book. We don't meet Evelyn, but she had a sister named Evelyn, and pretty much when Scarlett ran away, their parents sent Evelyn into the woods in like a way of like sacrifice of one sister for another, which is kind of messed up. But yeah, that's Awake. We finished 2 books. It is also now Tuesday. I don't know when I filmed an update last. I don't know what day it was. Maybe Saturday, maybe Friday. I don't know. I think my official last update was when I finished the Cellar. But now we're coming back to this chunky boy to read The Cabin. And reading The Cabin will also technically be a reread, but it's fine since, I'm trying to read these to remember them and annotate them and whatever. I don't need to keep repeating myself, but The Cabin. That's next. And I haven't read synopsises for these, I've realized, but the synopsis for The Cabin is that in the cabin, a weekend of partying at a remote cabin is just what Mackenzie needs. When 2 of her friends are murdered, suspicion turns to the 5 survivors. Mackenzie's first mistake, assuming the killing is over. I don't know. Who doesn't love a good murder mystery in the cabin? But, yeah, that's what we're gonna read next. So I will be back with reading updates. Hi, so I have updates. So I just read over 100 pages. Well, actually, hold on. Yeah. So the Cellar technically cuts off at page 330. If I can flip carefully, that'd be cool. So the story, like the prologue, technically starts on 335. I'm currently on page 452. And there's 652 pages. So I have 200 pages and I can hopefully finish this tomorrow. So, anyways, like the actual update. I'm sorry, I'm like tired and oblivious, but so far 2 people were murdered, which was Courtney and Josh. And then, of course they thought, oh, it's a normal weekend, we're gonna party and drink and whatever. So of course now they're trying to figure out who did it. And of course they did like their interviews with the detective and all that, to find out that through blood tests they all took, they were all drugged. And the knife that was used was also found and kind of tested. They're trying to figure that out because it was a knife they used, because everyone like cooked together. So there'd be a bunch of handprints on the utensil. So I guess if you tested for fingerprints, it's like, okay, like, there's a bunch of different people's fingerprints on it, so that can't really prove much. But they're all, like, blaming Blake, because apparently he's a delinquent, and because he got kicked out of an old school for getting into fights, and this and that, and they're just, and, like, also I think something to do with, like, stupid arguments. But it, like, this cabin is both Blake and Josh's cabin because they're brothers. And I don't know what kind of feud they'd have to kill each other, I guess. But, like, I don't know. It's weird. And I also just feel like it's kind of dumb to just to just blame it on him for whatever little reason. So the way it's my suspicions are either Kyle or it was Mackenzie because, main character stuff, I guess. But of course, no one knows because no one can remember anything. Because they were drunk and roofied. So, yeah. But that's my updates for now. I'm tired. So, I'm gonna stop reading for the night. And I will update you guys tomorrow when I have more reading updates. Okay, hi, hello, updates. I'm only on page 470. I have not gotten much farther than where I was. So 2 updates. So they kind of figured another suspect. They're thinking Lawrence, I guess, because just the way he just looks real cold and unenthusiastic and just like, oh, whatever. Like, I don't know. What was the name? Oh my god. I'm sorry. I just read something and it was just like, and everyone's like, da-da-da, talking about the detective or going in for interviews or whatever. And now Megan just admitted to... So there was this incident, I think, like a few years back or whatever, where a couple of their friends died in a car crash. And Megan just admitted that she says, the night of the crash, I spiked Gigi's drink. What? What? So, yeah, that's fun. That's great. Someone's calling me and I'm gonna ignore it. Yeah, so that's all I have for updates right now. Hello, so here's an update. I'm gonna put it up here. Hold on. There we go. Sorry. So, update. I just finished The Cabin. I was wrong about my predictions of who the killer is. Of course, I don't think I should spoil that, just in case you guys want to read this book. But, like, I literally just finished this a few seconds ago, and, like, literally the last few pages. Oh my god. Like, I can't believe... And everyone thought it was Blake just because he was a roughhouser or, like, whatever in high school. And he got put in prison for a little bit. Like, he got arrested, and it was like... Well, I guess not prison, but jail, but it was like... He was arrested for a bit. Like, the detectives... All that detective in the story pissed me off. He was such an arrogant fucking asshole. I hated him so much. But, yeah. We have finished The Cabin. We have finished Cellar and Awake. Look at these tabs. But also my dad's home, so I gotta go. But yeah, that's my update, and I will be back later with more reading updates. Okay, so I realized in my last clip I forgot to mention what book I'm reading next, but next I'm gonna be reading You Will Be Mine, which is actually a sequel to The Cellar. So, back at it again. Even though what drives me crazy is how he was imprisoned. Clover was put in prison, but apparently he's back. But yeah, this is what I'll be starting next. And yeah, I'll be back when I have updates. Hi, so I just finished You Will Be Mine. This book has me speechless. Like, I don't know. I know I was confused of, like, whether it was like gonna be Clover again, like if there's hold on, I scooched, but like if it was gonna be something crazy like Clover escaped out of prison, like was doing his whole like crazy thing again. No, it was a different guy, and they were suspecting it was this guy named Jake for like pretty much the whole book, and then. Oh my god, actually, no, I'm not going to spoil who it was, but, well, actually, I won't spoil the character's name, but it is, like, the main character's brother, which is kind of messed up, or someone's brother. I kind of blanked on POVs after a while, and, wait, no, yeah, I think it was the main character's brother, but, like, he murdered people in like the most gruesome way, like oh my god, like just like you like it's messing with my head, like it was just like it was gross, but he was like taking their hearts out, like it was like dead and then like cut heart out, and it's like. And then they got at one point in the book when, like, they finally kind of, like, met him and whatever, and, like, found out who, like, this killer person was. And then it was just like, you practiced on pigs? And, like, with Jake, and, like, he was all part of the plan, and it was this whole, like, messed up situation. This book is just like, I am disturbed, I am terrified, I don't know how to respond, I don't even know what I want to rate this book. Like, I think I was comparing it too much to Cellar in my mind, so makes me not want to rate it like a 5 stars, but that ending it had, oof, I think I'm gonna give it, like, technically a 4.5. So, I don't know. Because I was confused for a while and I wasn't sure what was going on. But this book, crazy, insane. And, like, I guess I should have figured it wasn't Clover in the first place. Because right in the beginning, you have one of the, like, these notes. Where it's, like, cut out from magazine letters or whatever. I know there's a name for those and I can't remember. I don't know what it is. But, yeah. Finished that. So next, we are moving on to The Lost. So this will be fun. So, yeah, I'll be back reading updates. I just finished this, and I had really high expectations. It wasn't that good. It was like, I don't know, I got Saw vibes, which at first I thought was cool. Like, it really got me hooked. Like, I binged this book. Like, but like, you can tell I, like, didn't annotate that much. I rated it 3 stars. The ending just pissed me off. Like, what the hell kind of ending was that? So, I don't know. I actually didn't care for that one. It makes me kind of sad, but whatever. Next. But anyways, next I'll be reading The Twin, which I hope is better because the last 2 books weren't 5 stars, so I'm hoping we can, like, pick back up. But yeah. So I'll be reading The Twin next, and I'm going to try and binge out the last 3 books I have to read tomorrow, because I think I'm going to be home alone most of the day tomorrow, so I will not be disturbed. So, yeah. I will be back tomorrow with reading updates. Hi, so I just finished The Twin, and I am pissed. Like, this book was so good, right? 5 out of 5 stars. But I'm just mad. I really wish Ivy or not Ivy, Iris was held accountable for her actions. Like, obviously Ivy figured it out, but like, Iris is such a manipulator. Like, it's insane. She just convinced everyone that nope, Ivy's the one who's crazy. Ivy's the one who did all this bad stuff. Ivy killed Kat, which Ivy didn't even know Kat because that was Iris's best friend. And that, I don't know. It was crazy. It was just crazy. But it's done. It's finished. I tabbed a lot. And then, so now we'll be reading The Lake. So this is next read, and I'll be back when I have reading updates. Also, I'm sorry this video is so long. Hi, I have an update. Or actually, I have a haul. My Barnes & Noble order came in. So we got My Hero Academia Volume 31. Look how cute Endeavor looks. I love that. Like, do I like Endeavor as a character? No, but that's cute. I'm so excited. And then Lore Olympus Volume 2. It's finally out. It's finally here. I've been wanting this for so long. I know I could have got on Webtoon. And I started this on Webtoon when, like, it was first starting to get really, really popular. And I read it. I read a lot of it. I read most of it, I think. I don't remember how far I got. But then my phone broke. I got a new phone. I logged into my Webtoon account. And I had lost progress on all of my stories I was reading. And I was so sad because I was like, well, now I don't know where I am. So then I just, like, pretty much dropped Webtoon completely. I wish some of those other stories were, like, physical graphic novels, like Lore Olympus is right now. But maybe one day I'll go back. But I am so excited. And for those of you wondering when these came out, these both came out July 5th. So they've only been out for a little bit. But yeah, that's my haul for right now. I haven't started reading The Lake yet. I'm going to. It'll probably in a few minutes here. Yeah, so I'm about to start The Lake, and I'll be back with reading updates. Hi, so I just wanted to pop in for a quick little update. I am almost done with the cabin. I have less than 100 pages left. But I got a new book. It is The Keeper of Night. It's about this girl. She's, I guess, half Reaper, half Shinigami. And, yeah, I heard about it on BookTube. And it just sounded really interesting. So, yeah, that's what came in the mail today. Yeah, I'm excited to read it. And I know it has, like, a Book of the Month emblem on it, even though I'm not subscribed to Book of the Month. But, yeah, I'm excited to read that at some point. But, yeah, that's all I have for an update right now. So I'll be back when I finish the cabin. And hopefully I can speed through the fear. Because it's Thursday. This video is supposed to be going up today. Should have been up already. It's 3 o'clock, but here we are. This probably isn't gonna go up till Monday. So, but yeah, I'll be back when I finish the cabin. I'm back. But I've just realized I said finishing the cabin when I meant the lake. I'm sorry. I finally finished it. I finished The Lake time to start the fear. This book, what an ending. The last page just like had me in shock. I'm not gonna read it to you guys because I don't like spoiling the end of books for people. Like, I guess it's fine to spoil little details sometimes, but the ending, I don't like to spoil that. But yep, I finally finished the lake. 5 out of 5 stars. Now it is time to start the fear. I'm so excited. This book sounds so good. Like, literally, on the back of the book, it literally says, don't be afraid, be terrified. I'm ready. So let's finish this. I'll be back when I have reading updates. Alright, I finally did it. I finished the fear. It was kind of predictable, kind of whatever. I'm gonna give it like 4 stars. Because it was really good. Don't get me wrong. Just wasn't purely the vibe I was expecting. But I think it's also just because I've been so anxious to read all of these and then get this finished. Because my anxiety's been acting up for the last few days. I don't know why, but I just decided to just binge this out, calm down, try to. So that I can just get these all done and start somewhere new. So, we finally finished all the books. Let me grab the stack. Gotta get the stack. That's all of them. We finished all 8 books. So, that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. I am sorry it's like unbearably long. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. My socials and everything will be in the description, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!